In this video, we'll turn this overlooked piece of pork into food for kings. This slow roasted pork knuckle has everything. Crispy skin and fork tender meat inside. But why stop there? German food needs beer, and we'll make a rich, easy to make beer gravy to go with it. This is surely a showstopper, so let me show you how it's done. First, let me get this out of the way. This has nothing to do with pig's feet. It is actually the meaty upper part of the pig's leg. But still, this is maybe not the dish for your first date. Get a bunch of skewers, or use a sharp knife, and give the skin a serious acupuncture lesson. Prick as many holes in the skin as you can. This will help you get a crispy skin in the end. Next, with a sharp knife, make small incisions into the meat and pop a piece of garlic in. Meanwhile, preheat your oven to 350 Fahrenheit or 180 Celsius. Then find a roasting pan with a rack. Get the knuckles in there and brush the meaty parts with white vinegar. This may not sound nice, but the knuckles can give away a strong odor while cooking, and the vinegar can help with that. But don't worry, it won't taste of it in the end. Next, add some olive oil. And then you rub. I'm using a mix of salt, pepper, fennel seeds and juniper berries that are grounded up in a mortar. But here you can experiment and use what you like. Now we want to insert meat needles into the lower part of the knuckle and the skin. If you have bigger needles, great. You can even use wooden screws, but soak them first so they won't burn. We do this to prevent the skin from creeping up while roasting. Remove the pork from the roasting pan to make space for carrots, celery and onions. This will be our base for our beer gravy, and is the holy trinity for all gravies. And no beer gravy without beer. I'm using this German dark beer and pouring it over the vegetables. Make sure to buy a couple more for the fridge. You will need them while watching the pork slow roast. We'll also give it some bay leaves and some chicken stock. Get the rack back in the pan. Get out some aluminium foil and fold it to make a sturdy base for the knuckles. You don't want them to fall over or laying down while cooking. Get the pork knuckles in the oven to slow roast and open one of those beers. You got about 2 hours and 10 minutes to relax. If you want to see more videos like this, please consider to subscribe and like. Put down your beer and get back to work. Take out the pork using manly oven mittens like me. And strain the broth. Squeeze all of that goodness out and add the broth to a saucepan to reduce the liquid. Meanwhile, crank up the oven as high as you can get it. Give the skin a final brush with a bit of the white vinegar and get them back into that hot oven. Back to our gravy. The broth has now reduced, and really the only thing we need is to thicken it. So mix together cornstarch and water in a jar and give it a shake. Add the starch and let it simmer for about 2 minutes. We don't want it to be too thick, just something like this. Now take out your pork knuckles and let them rest for 10 minutes. Finally it's time to eat. Serve this up with mashed potatoes and mustard, or like me, with a smooth celery root puree. I made another video where you can check out how this is done. And to add the final touch, here come our beer gravy. How can you not love this? Please enjoy, and thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.